Hello, everyone. This is DrKimDeramo, and welcome to my first episode of Mind Body TV. I'm going to speak today about the biggest reasons, the three main reasons why people don't heal, despite, doing everything right, trying, struggling, getting more awareness, getting more education, learning, diet, all the things that I see people do. And then their body's not healing. And it's like, what's going on? Why am I still sick? Why do I still have chronic symptoms? Why am I still living with chronic fatigue or chronic pain or fibromyalgia, Hashimoto's? Hi, Jessica. I welcome your questions during this session. And for those of you who are listening to the recording, because I know most people will have this on the recording, shout out to you and welcome. And you're also invited to post questions here. I'll go back through the thread later to do my best to address the questions and assist you personally. So I'm just looking at the comments here. It's great to see everybody. As most of you know, I'm a mind-body medicine doctor. I've trained in conventional medicine, but really have changed my whole practice and my whole life to center on looking at what really allows the body to heal, not just what makes us sick, why are we sick, what are all the problems, what's the pathology, but what is it that allows us to heal and how can we tap into that? So that, hey, Laurie, so great to have you here. So that's really what my whole practice is centered around. And I've seen so many amazing, miraculous things happening because your body is a miracle and it can heal. And so there's a lot that can happen that when we tap into it, hi, beautiful Mara and Laurie, welcome. Thanks for being here. So again, I welcome your questions or comments. But there are three main reasons why people will stay stuck. And for those of you who've gone on DrKimD.com and taken the quiz, you come through and kind of see what your profile is. What is it that's going, I love you too. What's going on for me that's holding me back from healing? Whenever there's an illness that's chronic, meaning it's going on and on over a long period of time, as opposed to acute, where it's a few days, maybe your body kind of needs a reboot, and you get better. It's a very different picture. When we have things that are chronic, that are not getting better, hi Carol, thank you. That's a different picture altogether. There's something going on that's blocking healing. So we don't just want to look at, like we do with acute illness, what's making me sick? What caused this injury? What caused this nausea, vomiting, fatigue, whatever? It might be a virus. Oh, hi Randy, it's so good to see you, sweetheart. Rachel. With a chronic illness, it's totally different. We really need to look at not what's making me sick, what's going on, what's going wrong, but what's preventing healing, what's blocking healing. The body should naturally move through an illness and come to a resolution. It's actually stronger on the other side of that. Either you've developed immune components that make you more resistant. So now, you get a virus and you go through, your immune system adjusts, and now you're even healthier on the other side of it. Or you're living a lifestyle that's really not aligned for you, pushing yourself hard, overworking, and your body kind of shuts down like, hey, guess what? We're going to stop this. Let's take a break. You have to call in sick and, not be at work. And it actually benefits you to be able to say, all right, let me listen to my body. That's an acute illness. Very different in a chronic illness. Stefania, hello. What can we do in case of, I can't start this, ways that make us feel better? In case of can't start this, ways to make us feel better. So we'll address ways that help your body feel better for sure as we go through today. And thanks for your question. So for chronic illness, for so many people who've come to see me, they've tried everything, they're not getting better. What is it that's blocking healing? So when we begin to look at it this way, there's three main things that we do, our way of being. Now, I'm not talking about just your way of eating or just the physical things that you're engaging in that might be blocking healing, but our state of being creates a chemical imprint. It's a chemical state that we live in most of the time. So for the first one, when there's a lot of fear of the body, like this was what was happening for me. I had an autoimmune illness years ago, and it was like, why am I feeling this? Why do I have pain? Why do I feel so tired? And I was afraid it's going to be out of control. It's going to get worse. Not going to be able to do the things that I want to do. I've got my agenda and what I want to, have it be. And is this going to take me off track? So there was always a lot of fear, and that triggers your cortisol levels, stress hormones, overruns your adrenals. So your body's trying to kind of go, and you get shut down. A lot of times that's what's happening in chronic fatigue syndrome. So hi there, what is going on with this fear, this fight or flight, go. And then when we try to heal from that state, it's like, I got to do more. I got to make it better. I got to eat right. I got to not eat that. I've got to do all these different things. Yes. How do we get out of fear to feel better? Thank you, Stefania. So when we're in that fight or flight, we are triggered. Fight or flight's great. It's meant to be a short period of time where we get kind of fired up. Our body's geared up to run from the tiger or deal with the stressor. And then it turns off. We go back to like normal housekeeping. The body's resilient. It can digest food. It can eliminate toxins. It can handle viruses. The immune system's balanced. When it doesn't turn off, that's when we have a big problem. And the body's going, fight or flight. It changes the way our brain perceives everything. So we're like, I got to do this. I got to do that. I can't do this. I can't do that. I've got to eat these things. I can't eat any of those things. So we're trying to manage the illness from fight or flight. But the whole problem is it's being created because of that overrun fight or flight state where all your stress chemicals kick in, your immune system goes into disarray and disharmony, and even your brain states are altered. So you can't see things clearly. One reason why you can't treat yourself. It's like you can't fix the problem from the same level of consciousness where that created it. So that's kind of the biggest reason that I see is this, like, I'm a fighter. I've got to fight fatigue. I've got to fight the illness. I've got to fight my symptoms. And you're fighting your body. It's not going to work. You both lose. So not only because it creates that chemical state of being overrun and on overdrive, and that really prevents healing very powerfully, but also because of the way that we try to heal from that space. Like we're trying to use the mind to fix the body. And we call this mind-body medicine, but it's really through entering the heart that there's a surrender. We can connect with the breath to do that. Just take a few deep breaths. Let it go. A lot of times you'll feel that you're in fight or flight breath where you're breathing shallowly through the chest. You're using a lot of muscles, like accessory muscles of respiration, instead of just the diaphragm, the primary muscle of respiration. That's going to cause neck pain, headaches, back pain, a lot of increased stress. It just kind of propagates itself. So just take a few deep breaths. Like, what would it take for me to let this go? And just let it go with the breath and allow something new to come in, allow a new experience. That was a huge, huge shift for me when I was sick because I was trying so hard to fix the problem, fight fatigue, overcome. And I thought that mind over medicine, mind over body was about, no, I'm not sick, I'm not fatigued, I'm not going to buy into it. Carol says, I've been trying to change my diet for years. I haven't been able to do it. Since doing this conscious breath work, it's been easier to choose fruits and veggies. It's great because when we're more connected with our body, choosing the foods that resonate with us will be very natural and be very fluid and easy, as opposed to discipline and willpower and hard work and I've got to make sure I don't do this, trying to override the body's urges. It can work in the short term and it will never really work in the long term because the body is very powerful and the urges are very powerful and they will take you out of the equation. Just like if you try to hold your breath, oh, I'm not going to breathe. Well, your body's going to take you out of the equation. You're going to pass out and your body's going to begin breathing itself. There are natural rhythms that the body wants to move into. So when you're trying really hard to override them, instead of work with them, align with them and move into fluidity, you'll both lose. It's like a no-win battle. So that's kind of the first piece that I see for when people don't heal. The second piece is when we live in this, life is happening to me. It's like a victim mentality, and it perpetuates itself over and over. So whether they're living in the past, or anger, or regret, or this thing that happened to me, or had this incident or an accident or this illness, and I've never been the same since. So I'm living at the effect of this thing. It did something to me, something happened, and I've never fully recovered. And so then we end up living, it's like a victim. We buy into it fully. I can't help it. There's nothing I can do. Nothing I do is working. No matter what I try, no matter how hard I work, nothing makes a difference. When I approach a client like that, instead of trying to fix the problem, I always move into that state, that experience they're having where nothing I do works. No matter what I do, I can't get over this. I keep getting pummeled. Or it's like, I'll get better, and then boom, the next thing happens and something else hits over and over and over. It's like this living as a victim. God, when am I going to get out of this? When will I finally have my power back? But that's the actual problem. And until we resolve what's happening within us, where there's incompletions with the past, where I was hurt, and I'm not fully recovered. You can't just let it go and get your power back until you've completed what it is that you've left in the past, whether it's anger or resentment or regret of yourself, of someone, for someone else, for something that's happened. And so much of your energy is tied up back there that you can't be present to what's happening right here, right now. You don't access your power. You don't even access possibilities because there's so much of your energy going into handling this thing that happened, this thing that was so devastating. That's another huge one that I see when people are struggling and suffering and like not getting better, that they're dealing with. It's like this, I call it perpetual victim. Why am I still dealing with this over and over and over? Why am I still dealing with the same thing? It might look kind of differently, but it will just keep showing up as like getting pummeled over and over and over. I can't get what I need. As you take the quiz on the site, you'll begin to see yourself in these, in these scenarios. Like, are you pushing yourself, overcoming, or are you kind of like, I never get what I need. I never have enough. I'm always struggling. It might show up in your money. It might show up in your energy. It might show up in your love relationships. So most people will fit one of those two profiles. The third profile is a little different. It's not as common, but it's when we're living in this space of, I'm not good enough. So the first one is like, I gotta fight, I gotta overcome, I gotta battle my body. The second one is, oh my God, life's too heavy. I'm constantly getting pummeled. I'm constantly like not getting what I need. It's not enough. I'm like, life's happening to me. I have no control. And then this third one is when we're in this space of, I'm not good enough. I'm not enough. I'm not lovable enough. I'm not accomplished enough. I haven't done enough. I have to do more. And this is a different kind of fear where it's like we've abandoned ourselves. So we don't feel that space of abundance, flow, fluidity. I have everything I need. I honor myself fully and celebrate myself fully and completely. It's this like self-abandonment where I don't matter. It's about everybody else. Or I'm not good enough. I have to do more. Or I'll see it a lot of times with people. One of the private clients I have, she actually is living in Bali, and I see her on Skype. And she's been taking care of her husband who's been sick, but everything revolves around, I have to help him, I have to do for him, I have to make sure and take care of him. It's all outside herself. And then she's kind of like abandoned herself, like what's going on in here. She'll make sure she has her basic needs met, but it's not like, oh, it's all about me. It's about who I am and what nurtures me. This can come, especially for moms, and I'm going to be a mom again soon, so super exciting, especially when we're focusing on our family. I've got to take care of this other person. Like for this client I was speaking about, taking care of her sick husband, or for a mom taking care of the family, the kids, making sure everyone's okay. So I'm putting my center of attention outside myself. These three ways of being will start a different chemical response in the body that keeps us in a stress state. I don't have what I need. I'm going, have to always do more, overrun, shooting down my adrenals, overrunning my immune system. The body doesn't get what it needs, so it can't heal. And the one thing that I want to share the most strongly today as we complete this first episode is, and thank you for the congratulations, is that when we allow ourselves to receive what we need, not only does our health begin to flourish, and that can happen so quickly, even with people who've been sick for years. I've seen the thyroid get repleted. They don't have hypothyroid anymore. The adrenals get repleted. They don't have chronic fatigue syndrome anymore. Pain syndromes resolve and move. The energy moves. They don't live in fibromyalgia. But also those around you get nurtured more. So especially if it's like, well, I have to take care of my kids, or I have to take care of these other people. I've got to do my job. When we remember to feed and nurture ourselves first, all of those other things always flourish as a result, because now we're contributing from a space of fulfillment, from the overflow of loving and nurturing myself. And so especially in that third scenario, people really kind of take themselves out of the equation, neglect themselves. It's like, oh, I'll get to that when this, and this are met. So if you're waiting to have certain things achieved, or certain ducks lined up in a row, or have a certain amount of money, and then I'll have this freedom and resilience that I want. Or I'm going to lose weight, and then I'll have the love life that I want and be willing to find a partner. Whenever we're abandoning ourselves and then waiting for this end result, that creates a different energy state, a different chemical state in the body that dynamically prevents healing. So I'm super excited to be sharing this series with you. That we'll have longer sessions likely in the upcoming Facebook Lives. We're going to convert this into a podcast as well. So a shout out to the people listening on audio or listening to the recording later on YouTube. You can find us at Mind Body TV and YouTube. And as people have been aware, I'm at DrKimD.com. I'm going to read a few of the comments from Marley's that it's scary to live in myself and feel myself. That's a beautiful comment, because so much fear can come up when we begin to meet ourselves more fully. It is so powerful, the energies that arise, because we've been suppressing. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel that. And that's the reason why our bodies are starving. They don't have our loving presence, our resilience, our willingness to be here with ourselves. It's like we've shut it down. We've shut it out. So that's a major, it's great that you're sharing that, because for so many people, especially those working with me live in the Embracing Health program, as soon as we begin to integrate this and moving through fluidity and embracing the energies in the body to allow them, those energies are going to start to move. They're not suppressed anymore. They're not stifled. They're going to come through. And it's like, whoa, it feels like everything's getting worse. It's more intense. What's going on? But that's exactly what you want to happen, is like, let it all release. It will move through. And underneath that, beyond that, is the resilience that you're really seeking, the resilience that allows your body to heal. So I'm super excited to be sharing this with you in this first episode, because I think this is kind of the basis for this work that lets us see that our internal states create a chemical response in the body that can either assist our health or prevent our health. And that these are kind of these patterns that we can be in, that maybe we see ourselves in and can allow ourselves to move beyond. Like just witnessing it is enough. And then lastly, that you have an unlimited reserve within you for healing. When you tap into it, you allow so much more to be received by you. So it's got to be that focal point of, I am ready to be the most important person in my life, to love myself unconditionally, to allow everything in that I need so that I can live vibrantly and fully, and that, of course, I can be a contribution to others in the world. So I'm sharing my love with you as we complete. This is Dr. KimDeramo from DrKimD.com. Definitely subscribe at DrKimD.com if you would like more. I will be reaching out regularly. I love posting videos and things like that. Thanks for all of your beautiful comments. Yes, it's a continual cycle of integration. Janet is asking this great question. It's not a cycle of work. As we begin this expansion and we allow it with fluidity, life will continually contribute more and more to us. And that looks like health and vitality, joy, love, prosperity, wealth, and meaningful purpose, things that really bring us more fully to life. So I look forward to your questions and your comments, and I will be sure to integrate them into our next session. We'll be here weekly on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern. And I look forward to seeing you soon. You can find me at the Mind Body Community in Facebook. My page is DrKimDeramo in Facebook. And we will be at Mind Body TV coming to you in YouTube. Sharing my love. I'll see you soon. Bye.